potato, chili con carne, toilet poo. Oh, morning guys. Just caught me doing my vocal warm-up exercises prior to being on camera. We're here today to do the 5th section of this Spire Ultra Route Recce. So we're here at the 20-kilometre point of the route. We'll be getting over to the 25-kilometre point by the end of this morning's run. It is a little bit cloudy and a little bit foggy in places, so apologies if the low light does affect camera stability in places, but we can't control the weather, so let's just get on there and enjoy this section of the run.
Here we go then, squeeze through into the first field, and you can see it's a little bit misty on the day when I was exploring this section. Nice simple path to follow on this bit. We keep going till we get to the next field, just squeeze through. And we're about to exit on the right of this one. Nice clear gap on the right there. And there's a wall in the next field. We need to be on the left hand side of that. And then we just go straight ahead until we get to the trees. Of shaky cam as we go through the deep dark woods here, heading down towards where the reservoirs are at the bottom of this hill. So the stonework comes into sight here. You can see the little bridge, just need to get across that. And then we're crossing over the reservoir. So as we reach the other end, you can see a hill in front of us. We need to be heading towards those wide steps and just following the direction they take us until we see a path straight ahead taking us up the hill. Lots of autumn leaves on this morning. Just follow this path right the way to the top. And we should see a stile if we've arrived at the right place. So over the stile and then just follow your nose. There is a path that's a bit easier to make out when you're actually there than it is on camera. We'll just keep going straight ahead. It's on a bit of a camber this field, tilting to the left, so a slightly awkward footing. And as we approach those bushes, we just keep to the right of those, and the path curves to the right. We'll be exiting somewhere in the far right hand corner of the field. It does tend to get a little bit sloppy in this area, but we are looking for an exit just to the right of the hedge. See the squeezer there, but there's a big gap to the side of it. The camera doesn't catch the view too well at this point. I'm leaning over as I climb up the hill, but there is a fairly visible path here that we just need to follow. field there, we're just keeping to the left of that. And we can see the exit now. So carry on heading the direction that we will go in. A bit hard to spot the path and the exit at this point. Eventually you'll see the little bench, the tall public footpath sign and the little exit. And we drop down onto the lane and turn left. Towards the end of the lane we need to turn right to drop down the hill. There are some fairly sharp bends on this section and the traffic's going reasonably fast, so just need to watch yourself as you try to get across. You can see on the left hand side just before the first house there's a public footpath sign and a gate. That's what we're heading for. There is an odd little knee-height gate that you open and close to get through that section. And then we just keep to the right hand side of the field as we drop down the hill. Nice easy navigation on this bit. Keeping to the right, you'll see the exit eventually, squeezed amongst the trees and bushes. And as we drop over, just climb up the embankment a little bit to get to where the path is. But we're just heading roughly in the same direction as we were. Now there's a tractor gate and a pedestrian gate next to it, so obviously choose the little gate. I don't think the latch works properly on this one, but I made an effort. I think this has changed a bit since I was last here. There's a small fence on the left and the wall on the right, so as long as you're carrying straight ahead through this field you can't go wrong really. I think the exit is at the right hand side, so it's as easy to stick to the right as anything. And here's the exit. It's a fairly big gate, which doesn't latch. It opens and closes in both directions, so just lift it and move it whichever way you want it to go. And again, stick to the right hand side of the field as we head towards the trees. So we drop down to a little stile with a water crossing after it, over the little bridge and then up some fairly steep steps. Bit tricky and muddy these steps. And a stile at the top, nice mossy one. And then just follow your nose as you reach the other side of the stile. There should be some trees ahead to use as a marker and a stone building there. Just head towards the open doorway. Don't go in. This can be a bit of a boggy field, but as we get towards the building we turn right and just try and figure out where the path is. It's somewhere around here. Not always easily visible from all angles, but just keep following this side of the field and the exit should be in the corner. Now as I approach this stile, I remember it being a bit wobbly like a seesaw last time I stood on it, so I test it with my hand before I tread on either of the steps, but they seem to have been fixed now. And then a delightful muddy field to get across. Straight through the open gateway at the far end and just keep following the hedge. Another simple field to get through. So as we move into this next field, I have been here when there have been a lot of cows in this one, so if you're not a fan of walking amongst the cows, then run away now. But we just need to be following the tractor tracks here. Thankfully it was all clear today. Now as we get in amongst the farm buildings and machinery, this is slightly tricky to navigate, and because it starts getting steep my camera didn't catch it too well. But we need to be heading up through that gap, you see where the arrow is. Don't carry on following the trail all the way through the farm, just go through the gap into the field, the grassy bit. See, I've just shown there, follow the blue line rather than the red line or you'll get to a dead end and a closed gate. We need to be heading up into the trees. So you'll be on this slightly muddy, squelchy grass section. If you're looking upwards you'll be able to see a rope swing and a tyre swing, I think. And eventually a tree with the exit nicely hidden behind it, but it is there somewhere. And this is the little footpath we should be on. The farmer's driveway is kind of down over the wall on the right there. You don't want to end up on that. So as we're near the end of the path, we should pop out onto the road. And you can see the gate down to the right there. There's no footpath on this section of road, but there is one little way down on the left, and we do want to be on the left for the next turning. See on the right there's a public footpath sign pointing left, and there should be a little gap here for us to turn into up the old steps, and we just follow this little narrow passageway into the fields.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too.
It's a nice clear path to follow through this one.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait, a first time.
So it curves to the right, and you'll see a stone wall with the exit. It's a bit of a squash and a squeeze. And we just follow this path close to the wall on the right until we see an exit. We're not going all the way through this field. On the right there you see the little sign and some steps, so we can climb over into the next field. And follow your nose along this nice clear path. Still quite misty in the distance there. And as we exit this field, no drama, just keep going straight ahead.
I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait, a first time, a first date.
It's a bit more fun trying to find the path in the next field. You can see the exit, and then on the map you just kind of keep going almost straight ahead to the bottom of the field where there's a round walk sign. It's kind of just to the right of where I'm heading at the moment, but I was trying to find the path at this point. It isn't very clear. I seem to remember when I did the race a couple of years ago, this was all oilseed rape up to chest heights, and you could clearly see where the previous runners had gone, so we just followed that path until you reach the one at the bottom and turn left. So don't follow the track all the way down to the right there. You see the public footpath starts off again in the same direction we were heading. And we just follow this for quite a way now. It jinks right and left at this section, following the wall and then the hedge.
Everything is so boring. Can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine.
We pass from one field into the next, but it's just a case of carrying straight on.
Bullets in the gun, one shot to the head, I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down, man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she look better in bed. Now the walk this like
So there's a row of houses on our right. You'll be able to see down the back gardens from here. We want to just turn right, and we'll drop down past the house on the end of the terrace here towards the road.
actually worth it. I wanna look in the mirror.
We're approaching the next checkpoint and water station, so I turn left here and stick to this side of the road, but you will need to cross over to get to the checkpoint and water station. I'm not sure from memory where's the best place to cross, or whether they guide you across at all, but you'll see the marshals and the table and the bottles of water over in that lay-by in front of the church there. And you see the yellow grit bin. Inserted a little clip there just showing you the lay-by in case you missed it. I carried on my recce run and crossed the road a bit further down. It does get quite busy, this one. I think it's 40 miles per hour, so just be careful on this one. And we're crossing over to Keeper's Lane there. You can see the sign. Drops down towards some fishing ponds. And we're almost at the end of this 5k section.
Morning. Hiya.
Nice downhill bit there, and we're going to finish in this little lay-by on the left, or this passing place. And that should be us done.
There we go then, section 5 done. We're at the 25-kilometre point of the race now, just next to the no littering sign, so that's a nice reminder not to drop your gel wrappers and flapjack wrappers on the floor as we go around, which I'm sure none of you would. So I've got to head back up the way I've come now. It was more downhill than up to get here, so it is generally a downhill section, although we had to climb up out of the valley from the reservoir and another one later on, so there's always a nice mixture on this route of ups and downs. But yeah, I've got mostly ups to get back to the start now. So thanks for joining me again today, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the recce of section 5. If you're doing the race, feel free to watch this bit over and over so you know where you're going. It's not that tricky, but there's just a few bits where you need to keep your wits about you. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you soon. Potato, potato, chili con carne, toilet poo.